We've got each other in the studio. Trump is Prez, and Hinge is taking it all back. All this today on It's Complicated.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of It's Complicated.
This struggle's real when you're dating in the city.
I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jen.
Welp everyone, Trump is president and we both feel like we have the worst hangover of our lives.
Yeah, it's like a bad dream mixed with a hangover wrapped in a hurricane.
Wow, and an earthquake.
Yeah.
I think we, along with America, really feel like we just need a friend right now. And that's why we are interviewing each other today.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's us.
Hi.
We're back.
Here we are.
Yeah, guys, as you know, we are entering season 2 of It's Complicated, and we're at our new home, AfterBuzz TV Studios, and we are proudly brought to you by Acast. Acast, guys, has an amazing app. You should all download it. You can listen to us right from there. It's beautiful to look at, in fact, and you'll learn about other shows and such. But you should go download that right now. We are very thankful to those of you who have been loyal listeners, and we would also like to thank all of our new listeners too. And in case you guys don't know about us, we're going to give you some background because we're going to be interviewing each other today.
Yeah.
We're going to shake off our shock from this election. I don't know if that'll ever shake off, but
maybe not.
We'll try.
Might take a while.
And we're going to ask each other questions to see what it's like to be in each other's shoes because
Yes.
we are in different places in our relationship and dating lives.
That's true.
And people always ask us if
Yeah.
it's complicated to work together on this show.
Michael Rosenbaum asked
Right.
us last week.
So we want to dive in and find out if it is complicated or not.
That's right, guys. But we need to talk a little bit about Donald Trump because that's the elephant in the room.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was watching the election coverage the day of the election, and I thought, okay, so we got that state and that, yeah, that's okay. It was making me a little nervous, and I had these preconceived notions I think it might be closer than we want it to be, but there's no way.
There was no chance. I watched it just in the same way, and I was like, okay, this is what happens. They're both getting some states. It's going to be fine. And then it's going to be a landslide.
And then
hill.
all of a sudden, it's going to be all blue on the map. I left work, went to go vote. I was away from the TV for an hour and a half, and I called my friend, and he was like, ugh. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? He's like, she's losing. I'm like, oh, calm down, it's fine. And he's like, no, you don't understand. And I missed all this coverage, and I turned the TV on, and the whole map was red. And I was like, ugh.
But yet there was still some hope because there were those orange states. And so we were waiting for all the swing states to happen and the states that haven't been accounted for yet. And it's well, there's still hope. There's still hope. And then as soon as they called Pennsylvania,
I know.
I was like, hold on. Pinch myself. I was like, am I living right now? Is this really happening? Because I was on a date. A first date with somebody. And so he had actually told me, he was like, no, 92% polls, she's going to win. It's there's no way in hell he is, that orange person is going to win the presidency. He's not even, okay, he's racist and all sorts of things, and he's all the things we say about him, but he's an orange person. That's not even a thing.
No, he's physically orange.
Right, which is so bizarre because people are like, what, you're not going to vote in a woman, but we're going to vote in an orange person?
Okay, this is what I'm confused about. You know how when you see the Housewives, for example, in their first season, and none of them have had plastic surgery, none of them have had the right hair and makeup, none of them have had stylists. They all look like they just walked out of a frickin' who was John Hardy, or who was that designer that Ed Hardy, whatever. They're all horrible looking, and then season 5, they look like a fucking movie star.
Right, they've got personal trainers, they've got stylists, they've got hair and makeup. They're to the nines.
Access to all of the best things, and they look amazing. Why has Donald Trump not tapped into those things? Why does he still look orange and have the worst hair color, style, cut, and all the things? No personal trainer, no skincare regimen, nothing.
I have no idea. And his daughter is a picture of beauty. She stepped off the pages of a magazine.
Totally.
She also works in fashion and is just stylish. His wife is stylish. He's got a mirror. He's got several people that work with him.
Yeah.
He's got access to all the things in the world.
I feel like he's delusional.
Maybe he doesn't have eyes, like his eyes are glass or something.
Yeah,
there's something that's not
they're
right.
They're very like weepy, like they're very like there's lots of skin hanging in his eye
They're
area.
droopy.
Maybe he
You
can't
could fix that too.
Maybe he can't really see.
That might be it. I don't know. So he is delusional though, because that we see that with just when he talks, but also maybe we're delusional because we thought he was delusional, but he got voted in. He thought he could be president. We all thought he was delusional for thinking a man with no political or military background could be president. The man is president. So what does that make us?
Okay, so I did hear something on talk radio yesterday just to touch on that point because we're giving our fun opinions. But this factually, like Hillary Clinton has been it has been public knowledge that for the past year this woman is running for president. It wasn't like out of nowhere here comes this candidate. Like we all knew this was happening, and Donald Trump has potentially, people think this has been a plan. Like you see those quotes in People magazine and like whenever that was, the late 80s, early 90s, where he said, I could run for president. The Republicans are the stupidest people ever. They believe everything Fox News says. And if I did it, my numbers would be great. Well, some people say, some people like political forecasters say that he knew she was running. He had a year to plan. This potentially was the worst year for someone in her position to be running, a woman, and like what her voice and like what is behind her, like what her running ideas and all those things were. It wasn't a good time for that, and he knew that, so he came in knowing strategically that he would get the win. He
capitalized on the timing because and she's surrounded by scandal, and it's like a little frustrating because like a lot of people are saying like people didn't vote her in because she's a woman, but at the same time she's surrounded by scandal. So is he, but he stands for change. So people want change more than they want a Democrat, a woman, a Clinton, whatever it is that she is. They want the opposite so much more, and unfortunately he's that thing.
Yeah, he's that thing.
And now we're stuck with him for 4 years, hopefully not 8. Maybe people will catch up. The problem is that if you look at the stats, there's been like a million exit polls released and like all kinds of information, but the main one that is so surprising is that out of 230 million eligible voters, only 45% voted. So half the population of voters voted. So half of that was then divided.
Yeah. By
Trump and Hillary.
Why do you think that was?
Because people were so apathetic toward the two candidates that they were just like, well, I'm not going to vote. Also, a lot of people...
I almost did that. I'm just going to say it out loud. I did vote, and I did vote for Hillary, clearly, as I'm sure you can tell. But I was kind of that way. I was like, I don't... Okay, and also this also really bothers me. All politicians are crooks and liars. All of them are. So to capitalize on like she's a liar and he's a liar is the biggest bullshit you could ever bring up. Like JFK was potentially involved with the mob and sleeping with Marilyn Monroe, potentially. All of these things, a crook and a liar, and everyone loved him. It's like that hasn't. There's no escaping that. Take that out of the equation. Morally, I think Trump is a gross person, but that's my opinion. But it did feel like who's the lesser of the evil? They're both crooks. Like I sort of did go on that, like maybe I just shouldn't fucking vote at all, but I did though.
And a lot of people felt that same way, and that's, I think, also people think that their vote doesn't count because of the Electoral College and because where things are weighted, which is a big issue. I think if people were educated on, you know, what these things really meant, or somehow voting was just made easier, then maybe people would have voted. Yeah. But if you look at the numbers, people voting for Trump were in conservative areas, were older, like the baby boomer population, were not millennials. Millennials are the ones all over social media that are now
crying about it.
Yeah, because we don't want Trump because of all of the moral reasons, because of the fact that like, just what? How? Are you sure? Like, this guy was on The Apprentice. He says the things he says. He's disgusting toward women, toward minorities. Also, millennials are minorities. You know why? Because they're blended. Because all the people that moved here went and had babies with each other. Now that's us.
Hi,
millennials. You're a nice little breed of melting pot. So, yeah, something's got to change. People are, you know, going on social media, like we said. There's like a whole Twitter and like Facebook, Instagram campaign that's like blacking out your profile to stand together in unity.
I saw that, yeah.
So people are putting, like, their image is actually just a black box.
Yeah.
So I haven't joined that yet.
I haven't, but...
Here's my thing. It's like, people are taking a stand now. It's a little late. You could have gone to the polls. You could have made a bigger stink about it. You could have educated people. Now it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So let's move forward.
Yeah.
And he's got a team of people surrounding him. He's not operating alone. This is not a dictatorship.
Let's hope.
People are saying that it will become one, but like that will take so much for him to do that.
I think so too.
Like, what is he? All of a sudden, he's gonna like form an army of Make America Great Again people? They're old.
Yeah.
Those are old fucking people.
Yeah, I don't think they have the stamina.
No, because I mean, the protests that are going on right now. There's a protest in every major city.
Yeah.
This shit's gonna get.
I mean, you're right.
resolved.
The checks and balances of the United States government are hopefully they're diluted because it's all Republican. Fuck, but they're still there.
Oh, and he wants to like put his whole family in office.
Oh well, he totally should because it's like a game show.
Eric Trump apparently is gonna be like, I forget what position, but then
Head lion killer.
yeah, wait, that lady, the one that says dumb things that really Tina Fey is her.
Oh, I can't even think.
What's that? What is her name?
I blocked her out of my
Alaska.
memory. Yes.
That dumbass
Her.
woman.
Her.
Yeah, her.
Marissa? Sarah
That
Palin.
one.
I don't know why
That
I couldn't
fucking
think of that. I
lady.
seriously blocked her out
Well,
of my
because
memory.
she's Tina Fey.
Yeah, it's just Tina
So
Fey.
Tina Fey is going to be Secretary of State, supposedly.
Great.
And
Go
she can
Tina
see
Fey.
Russia from her home in
Yeah,
Alaska.
and that's fine because we should be keeping a close eye on Russia right now.
You know this? I think this was all like coming to fruition a while back.
It was all a plan.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
I'm also running for president, and so we're going to be dual presidents 2020.
I'm voting for my cat in 2020
And I will vote for her cat as well.
because he's pretty cute.
So what have you been up to other than being sad about this election?
Oh my God. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm sad. I'm just like freaked out, but whatever. It's fine. Where do I even, Kevin's 50th birthday.
Oh yeah, our mentor, our friend Kevin Undergaro.
Creator of this beautiful spot that you are seeing right now, along with Maria Menounos. They put on an amazing party. Kevin had his 50th birthday. I don't want the fucking water that guy's drinking.
I mean, hello.
What the hell?
He kicks and he stretches and he
And
turns
he-
50 and has a frat party, and we're like trying to keep up.
Yeah, the frat party was like the cutest theme. It was totally like original and great, and they did all of the details were great. It was like all frat food, like frat party food,
Games.
and yeah, like beer pong, and there was like buckets that said like puke here, and
Yeah.
it was just cute. Open bar. I mean, it was like I felt
was a
like
good time.
It was so fun, and that was so Saturday night was like the night of a million birthdays. We both had a million birthdays. So my guy and I are starting this. We did this thing. I can't say it's a cleanse because I just fucking hate that. And it's not. It's not a cleanse. We're not trying to get rid of anything. We're just like, let's do I'm calling it a rinse because I don't know. I can't say cleanse. I feel like I need to move to Silver Lake or something if I do that. My dad talked to us a while back about this book he was reading, and he didn't push this idea on us. But he was just saying, like, you know, how he felt different after he was starting to put different things in his body or take things out. My dad's always been this really healthy guy that like doesn't really eat red meat and doesn't really drink alcohol, and he might smoke pot, but that's natural.
And legalized, right?
And now legalized, thank you. And he surfs a lot. And he was just telling us about this book. And so my guy was kind of like, oh, that maybe we should do that. I'm like, maybe we should not. So anyway, we decided like there's never a good time. We're like, let's just do it for like from right after Halloween until like right before Thanksgiving. Let's just see. Like, so we said we weren't going to eat red meat, dairy, sugar, or drink alcohol. And I am like, fuck the dairy thing. I don't even really eat that much dairy anyway, and I just really don't like the way almond milk tastes. I'm like, what am I even drinking right now? So I'm having a little bit of dairy. Red meat, I'm like, it's fine. I love a burger, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
I don't really eat candy because I just don't really care about it, so it's not really affecting me. But the alcohol thing, drinking socially is hard, and Saturday night was hard. But
3 birthdays.
it did help though because it was easy because I just drove everywhere.
So you saved money probably.
But I had to go all of the places. So then we had our friend Sarah had a birthday too, and then it was just a lot of different parties and another party, and so I just bounced back all around town.
So many parties.
it
One
was-
night.
yeah.
I was with you at Kevin's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Then our friend Brett Gursky had his birthday at a place called Delilah in West Hollywood. Every single person in America was
Oh, I'm
there.
sure.
Actually, there were like celebrities, random like Abigail Breslin from Little Miss Sunshine was there. I guess
yeah.
she's of drinking age now. Who knew?
Whoa.
Or maybe she's not, and she was just there. But
Oh my God.
Bella Hadid was there.
Oh, she is just
Stunning.
beautiful.
It's insane. Like she walks by and I'm like, oh, it's an alien. She looks like one because her neck is like long. She looks like
Like she's been stretched.
Yeah.
In a stretchy mirror.
And she had like a little top knot thing going on.
Cute.
She's super cute.
She's beautiful.
There was just all sorts of people. One of the things I'd like to point out that I saw fully disgusted me in a way I had to go home and shower because I was just like,
Seriously, did you
bleh.
really shower?
Yeah, because I felt like I just have to wash this night off me.
Wait, what?
So I was talking to a friend, a guy, and we'll call him a
Did you
friend.
seriously shower?
Yes, because I felt so disgusted.
Stop
just by the assortment of humans I saw, the activities, this behavior. I was just like,
Oh my God,
no,
so it wasn't.
not going to sleep with this night on me.
Oh wait, so you didn't really have fun?
No, I had fun
Up until this point.
There were bits and pieces of fun. I saw
Okay.
a lot of friends. It was great. But what I also witnessed was
Oh God.
guys just do the dumbest, grossest shit.
Like?
You all need to just stay home. Just don't do the things you're doing, or don't talk, because then you do the opposite of what you said, and you look like a fucking
And
buffoon.
then it's even worse.
God.
Just own your stupidness if you're going to be stupid.
Okay, so I'm talking to this one guy, and I said to him, I was like, "Hey, I've seen you on the dating apps lately," because I see everyone on there.
But
so
like you
spotted.
Knew, hold on, wait. You knew him before this though?
Oh, yeah,
Or, okay,
friends.
okay.
So we actually met on a date because we were both like cast on this TV show as a dating show from Curtain TV, and anyway, so we went on a date years ago. Now we've been friends since. But so I said, I saw you on these dating apps. How's that going? What's going on? I thought you had a girlfriend actually the last time I saw you at the Super Bowl when we ran into him. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm on dating apps. And I was like, what are you looking for? What's your deal? And so people tend to open up to us about dating relationships because of our show. They assume we're experts, which I don't know that we're experts, but we definitely have experience.
I mean, I think we are.
And we've learned a hell of a lot from our guests and from our own lives. So
Yeah.
he was saying how he wants to find a great girl, and in LA it's so hard, and like he wants to find somebody with like a job and that takes themselves seriously, and that's not like a party girl, and that's not like an Instagram model, and like all these things that
Oh,
like
God.
he was feeding me things that like I was like, oh, this is so
Oh,
refreshing to
yeah,
hear.
this is
Man.
nice, yeah.
And then I like pointed at some girl and go, oh, you mean like not like that girl right there? Like that girl is an example of like what you're not looking for. I kid you not. I might have blinked, and then in 5 seconds he was standing next to said girl, dancing with her, then making out with this girl, and I was like, oh my god, this is real life. He just went and did the thing that he said he didn't want, which is why people on dating apps need to really decide what they want.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
are you
I-
on there to hook up? Are you on there to find a relationship? What are you on there for? Stop wasting other people's time.
I agree. I think people in life, in all of the facets, need to decide what they want, because if you're lost and traveling down some path that has no direction, don't take other people down with you.
100%. I think there needs to be more filters on dating apps, and I'm going to just go make my own.
I mean,
I
seriously.
also saw the movie Almost Christmas.
Yes.
Because I love Christmas movies more than I can explain. And so went and saw a screening of that on Monday. And it was really great and really cute and also really cheesy
But that's
and
what
really
you-
sad.
Oh.
Because all Christmas movies have to have something that like creates a better Christmas at the end.
Tugs at your heartstrings.
So you have to like go through all of these like trials and tribulations to get to like the happy ending.
Yeah.
This, I'm telling you, was a roller coaster of emotions.
Really? Did you cry?
Every 5 minutes.
Seriously?
Well, not like cry, like one single tear.
Oh.
Every 5 minutes.
Wow.
That was a lot.
God, I want to go see it. There's billboards all over the place, but I'm like, I've been saying it's almost Christmas before Halloween even happened, and I'm so excited. I got a Christmas decoration in the mail that my mom sent me. It's a light up wreath, and I already just plugged it in, just put it on my floor and plugged it in. I'm putting my Christmas decorations
Do it.
up.
I vote yes.
don't
You know
fucking
what?
care.
The whole Grove Mall area is decorated. There's Christmas movies on Hallmark Channel.
Yeah.
There's Christmas music on 103.5 The Coast or whatever
Totally.
that thing's
Yeah.
called. So, you know what? Embrace it. I think
This is
it's
my
fine.
thing. It's like I'm not going to spend like hours of my day putting up a bunch of Christmas decorations for like less than a month.
Right.
Like I want to like have them up and like enjoy them.
Absolutely.
So I'm putting them up. I don't give a fuck.
No, and you shouldn't.
I'm doing it.
So the other couple things was I went on that date on election night. Was fun because we were following it together. We were on the same side. It would have
Wait.
been real weird if we weren't.
Oh, it would have been really weird. But wait, were you somewhere where you could see, or were you just on your phones checking?
No,
or
well,
something?
we were at Sugarfish having sushi, which was really
Oh.
great. Then we went to a bar and watched the results
Okay,
there.
that's great.
And that's sort of like where we were just like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
is happening. And we were like looking around, and everyone there was for Hillary. And because we're in West Hollywood, we're all millennials. and this is,
and
it's
we're
LA,
all
so.
like humans with brains.
Right. So there was that. So everyone just was drinking more and more and more and getting up more and more upset. And at some point I was like, I have responsibilities. This is not going well. I need to go home.
Yeah.
And I actually needed to work on our show. So
Yeah.
I was like, I just checkmate, gotta go. So we have a date scheduled for another day.
Okay.
And we'll see where it goes.
But he was fun.
He was fun. There were some things.
But there
He
always
just got
is.
out of a relationship. So I'm a little concerned about like where he's at. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that.
I think that's a very valid concern.
Thanks. And then other than that, I went on a cool show yesterday. I was on Marnie
yeah.
Batista's show. She's a dating coach, and we're going to have her on our show.
Yeah.
She was breaking down women's fears that they get into in dating and relationships. I actually used you as an example.
Yeah.
And myself, and talked a lot about fears, but also what men can do to alleviate our fears.
Yeah, I think that's, I got to chime in there for a second, because there's a difference between having like a healthy concern and fear. And I know that it's hard to find that balance, but yeah, I think trying to, when you're in a situation like maybe that you potentially could get into where you're, getting into a relationship can always be risky. But like if there's some kind of red flags, like they're just out of a relationship or something like that, it does feel scary for you to develop feelings knowing that could be like what's going on their end. And so having a healthy concern is, I think, good. And then letting it turn into fear, I think as soon as that happens, it's like you don't allow yourself to be you anymore, or like you make yourself feel bad for being you or doing the things that you want to do. And so I think if you get to that point and you can't get out, you have to gracefully bow out, or you have to figure out how to just have a healthy concern.
Yes.
And it's not easy to do.
No, it's not. I mean, just a couple of the fears we talked about were like saying how you feel. Most women don't do that because they feel like they're that clingy, girly girl that's like too serious, or they're ahead of the guy's feelings, or they just something. Then there's the fear of not being a cool girl. So like letting a guy kind of get away with it, whatever he wants, and not putting up boundaries and saying like, this actually doesn't work for me. Or like, why are you saying like all these crude jokes? Like, that's just not where I'm at. Or like, if somebody wants to move further ahead than you do physically, and like you don't want to seem like a prude, there's all these things.
Yeah, it's like pressure to not look like you're something that you're not.
Right. But then you get into your 30s. And then you don't give a fuck.
You know what? It's true. And it's still, and I will say that all of those things that you just said, I've been through recently, and I feel like it is hard. It is hard to tell someone how you feel. You have to, because in those moments, you have to do it for yourself. It's not about anybody in that moment but you. And it's like almost like it doesn't matter what the outcome. It's like you have to step out of that fear and not make a fear-based decision and say, like, I like this person and I think they deserve to hear what I'm saying, and I want to celebrate how I feel. And if you don't like that, and if that's not right, then that's fine. But either I feel this way and internalize it, or I say it out loud. Either way, it is what it is. So let's figure out if we make it work. And it's hard to do that because people are always at different places in their life. You just have to decide how different or what ends up feeling right or not. So anyway.
So we discussed tactics and how to actually do the things that we're talking about. So you guys should check that out.
Yeah.
And we'll have her on soon, so you'll get to hear from her.
All right, guys, really quick, we are going to pack up all of that emotional baggage, and we're going to meet our celebrity news and gossip and some baggage claim, because we've got some Prince Harry.
Yeah, so if this whole Trump thing doesn't work out, I think we're probably going to move to London. Brexit. We're going to go there. They seem to have figured it out. They've got some royals. They don't have that much drama going on over there. They're great. They're good to go.
And then plus, I mean, Prince Harry and his girlfriend are so cute.
They're so cute. So they're actually like now out in the public, like saying they are together. He came out through a way of Kensington Palace, like in a statement defending her, because apparently people just like
they're
were
like
hating on
harassing her. Yeah,
because she comes from
a mixed background.
She's from Crenshaw, which is like a really unsafe part of LA. People have heard of it, I'm sure, from Straight Outta Compton. She was in it. And so he's like defending her. Yeah. And that's so great.
I think it's great too. And he was even saying like, the tabloids are saying like, well, this is what she gets for dating a prince. And he's like, no, this is not what she gets. Nobody gets this. Like, just stop being crude. Just stop being crazy.
Right. And so anyway, she's on Suits, which is on, I think, like TBS or something.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful. And she seems like a really great person. They like go to Africa together. They do all these things. I went down a whole rabbit hole trying to stalk them today.
Super cute.
So cute. Hope they, find love.
They would have cute babies.
A hopeless place.
Because he's like a ginge and she's half black and white. And that would be probably a really cute baby.
or not.
Oh my God, Jen.
That's the alternative. I just don't know.
Or that, you never know. Anyway, Olivia Munn and Aaron Rodgers, we talk a lot about The Bachelor, so we know who Aaron Rodgers is through the guy that is now with Jordan Rodgers, who is with, what's her face, JoJo.
Are they still together?
I don't
hope
know
so.
if they are, but they both have really good hair.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers isn't as cute as Jordan, I don't think, but he has a very cute girlfriend. And she was kind of spilling her beans about like their holiday, like they want to make new holiday traditions together, which I think is really cute because, you know, when you're with somebody during the holidays, you want to like make your own new things, like who puts the star on the tree or whatever. And she was talking about the really big tree that they had last year and how, you know, they like spending the holidays together and making these traditions. And like, I just think it's cute that they are, you know, excited about the holidays. And
it's like one of the fun things about the holidays, which I think is like why we love Christmas movies. It's like why we love finding somebody over the holidays, because you can do those cute things together.
Snuggle.
Cuffing season is a real thing, guys.
It's a real thing.
And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Like
the pressure.
hard.
The
Yeah.
pressure of cuffing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it, though. So if somebody want to cuff me, do it.
I think you should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, people that are getting cuffed. That
Yes.
I didn't even have a clue we're together.
I mean.
Russell Brand and his fiance, Laura Galacher.
Who?
Right. I had to look her up. She is the sister of somebody that's famous, which...
Christy?
Yeah, Kirsty Galacher
yeah.
is like a host. And so Russell and Laura just had a baby. So didn't know she was pregnant, didn't know they were together, didn't know they were engaged, didn't know who she was. But turns out they've been together on and off since 2007.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why she'd get back together with him after all of the, you know, Katy Perry's of the world and all the other stuff.
Yeah, didn't Katy Perry come in between there?
Yes, definitely. Probably a slew of other women too.
Oh, boy.
But he impregnated this one. They are getting married. They have a child now named Mabel. Congratulations to the happy couple.
I guess.
Parenting 101.
I don't really. Okay.
Hard to say.
I don't know.
We'll see what happens there.
Well, if they don't work out, they should go and back on Hinge, because Hinge, guys, they retracted their fee.
it's a freaking roller coaster with that app. They should just quit.
I think
go
they
home.
should. I mean, listen, if you want to be on an app where your friend, you know, these people, it's like safety, no stranger danger, then great. But like Hinge went on this whole thing where they're trying to make it more exclusive, and we talked about it before, and they were like, there's a fee because then this way it's a way to like know that everyone's really serious on here. And then I think that they're Justin McLeod, their CEO, was like, hold on a second, that might not be a very good idea.
Let's walk before we run, guys.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I ran and deleted that app.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. Well, one,
because you were kind of into that app because of the
Totally.
stranger danger thing, which I don't really give a fuck about, but you do.
Well,
So,
here's the thing. They wanted to go...
I like dating murderers.
Right, exactly. You know, that's actually like my third question I asked somebody.
Oh.
If I like them and have like witty banter, and I feel like it's a fine thing to say because we're witty and
Yeah.
bantering, I'm like, we'll like go through a checklist of things like, are you weird? Are you a murderer? Do you have a job? Want to date? It's like...
But like, you do know that if they are a murderer, they're not going to tell you they are.
Obviously. But we'll just see about that then. At least I asked.
I mean, you put them on the spot. Maybe you might catch one that might be like, yes, no. And
To
then
catch a murderer. Yeah, that's my new job.
Yeah.
I'm a murderer hunter. So, okay, so back to Hinge. So they went and made it like a social media feed, which is like, okay, fine. That's trying something different. Fine.
Yeah.
Than swiping right and left. But
Yeah.
there were so many glitches in this thing.
Right.
Don't launch an app if there are glitches. You will make people run for the hills and
then
back to
charge
Tinder.
people
Right, on top of it. So
for something they were already getting for free.
they should have done like a test market or beta or all the words that I'm trying to say.
Who knows?
So anyway, people are now really basic because they have the basic membership. If you were on the app for a while,
Yeah.
you get this for free. It's like their
early
gift.
members only. They're giving this basic membership, and then I guess the ability to have this exclusive $7.99 a month thing or whatever it is still there. But that would have been the way they should have done it the whole time.
Totally. Like if you want these amazing features, we'll charge you $7 because for amazing features, maybe I'd pay $7.
You would,
but I
'cause-
don't know about that yet. So
Exactly.
Give me an option, guys.
Give the option, because like in comparison, it's true. Match is like $42 a
Yeah.
month. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. The $7 is like nothing, but it's still stupid.
Also, the word hinge doesn't really sound like love to me.
I know, it's weird.
It's like a hinge, like I think connected to another person. Like that was the whole premise.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing sexy about a hinge.
Yeah, I think the name technically makes sense, but yeah, there's nothing sexy about it.
And like, it's just now at this point, it's synonymous for me with like glitches.
Maybe it should be like Rivet or something.
Oh.
Maybe that's not good either.
I think anything's better than Hinge at this point. They should just rebrand and come back, because now I'm like, your app is a hot mess, and I don't want any love coming from there.
I think they're on their way out anyway. So,
Bye.
but you guys, like we said, we all need friends right now in this time of need, and we are interviewing each other today. We're about to get into that, but we have a song of the day. We've done this before, and we do this sometimes when we feel like there's just, songs are just a way to sort of like tell how you feel. It's a nice way to express emotions. And today we like Best Friend by Harry Nilsson. That's right, guys, because, we're all feeling really sad about the election. We just need a hug sometimes. And we maybe, we elected somebody into this office that, and I say we because we did as a country, we did this. And, this person might not even be fit to raise children, let alone run a country, but we are going to find solace in each other and interview each other. And we're going to just focus on the good, right?
Uh-huh. And when we move to Canada, we'll go together.
We will go together. And so we just want you to listen to the song. Remember, you're not alone. You have friends. And also, there's always wine.
There is. When you're done with your rinse,
I can have wine.
When is that happening?
Oh, we are finishing the rinse on like this next weekend.
Okay,
so
great.
it's like this weekend is nothing, and then next weekend, Saturday.
Okay. Great. Well, we'll have to celebrate your rinse being
Oh my
over.
gosh, I'm so gonna rinse my mouth out with a bunch of fucking vodka is what I'm gonna do.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Interview time.
All right, let's get down to business.
We're
is
doing
scary.
this. Jen is single. I am seeing someone. And like we said, we are often asked, like, is it complicated? Like, how does this affect your friendship? Like, how do you guys make it happen? Like, I also feel like I need to point out, when we first met each other, we were on opposite poles. Like, you were in the throes of a relationship and I was single as they come.
Yeah.
So, it's like that. And that was years ago. So things go in and out of things. But we are going to interview each other and feel and figure out if it really is complicated and what it is like to be in each other's shoes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple questions and we're going to go through it and then you can rattle some off for me.
All right.
What do you honestly think of the guy I'm dating?
I think he's a really great guy. I like him a lot.
Well, that was good.
Yeah.
Phew. I was a little nervous. Not that you had a reason to say there was anything wrong, but it was just like, what if she doesn't?
No, the only thing that, like, the weird thing is his sense of humor with texts. Like, when he takes your phone and writes me, like, things that, like, freak me out.
He
but
did
that's
do
because
that.
I'm easy to freak out,
Yeah.
and he now knows that. So
He did do that.
That's the only time I've ever been like, ugh.
I know. I call him Chip Gaines because we talked about Joe and Chip Gaines,
Yeah.
and Chip is like funny and cute. And sometimes I'll say something like really cute to him. I'm like, something I'll try and be like romantic, and he'll just say something about having anal sex or something, and I'm like, there's Chip Gaines, everyone. He's here. It's like he just sort of is silly.
He's a guy.
He's a guy. Fuck.
Also, he's lighthearted and fun, so it's fine.
It's true. If I have children with him or somebody else, or hopefully God, I don't know who, whatever, would you babysit them?
Ooh, hard to say. Is there other supervision there?
No, just you.
How old are they?
4 months old.
Ooh, they sleep?
Not always.
Baby monitor?
Yeah. But like, what if it's like during the afternoon where they wake up from a nap and then you have to feed them and then give them a bottle and then put them back down for a nap and you're changing diapers?
Why am I not working somewhere? Why am I
don't
not
know.
busy?
Because it's the weekend.
Oh, okay. I feel like I have to say yes.
It doesn't seem like she wants to. Fine.
I'll do it because I'm a friend.
Okay.
But will I want to?
No.
It's hard to say.
No. Would you let them call you Auntie Jen?
Obviously.
Okay.
I'm anti-gen to like puppies and
That's
cats.
true.
I'm anti-gen to everyone.
I know that's true. Am I in your will?
You are in my will.
Seriously?
You know what you get?
What?
Future earnings.
So even when you get married, I'll still be in your will?
Sure.
Okay.
Can't wait to have some reason to make a will.
Okay. Oh, you don't have one. Okay.
No, I'm like 5 years old.
Yeah, that's true. Why do you think you broke up with your last boyfriend?
Because he was a shit fucking dick ass.
I thought I knew the answer to that, but I just thought everyone else might want to know.
Oh, well, now you know. No, now he's a fine human because we're not together and we've since, reconciled our differences.
Of course.
And he's seeing a very nice girl. But at the time, he was a terrorist in relationships.
Do you think he's still the same way?
No, I think he's actually a great guy to her.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't think that she would stand for less. And
Right.
at the time, I was in a bad place where I allowed certain behaviors. And I think I could have been better about protecting myself and setting boundaries and saying what I wanted instead of trying to be the cool girl or holding things in and then like lashing out when I was like really I couldn't take something anymore.
Sure, yeah.
He was just like a giant man child.
Yeah.
And all he did was drink and like be hungover and want to hang out with his friends and like where did I fit in?
Yeah,
I just had
that's-
to do what he wanted to do.
Ugh.
Yeah, bad.
Everyone, it's just different
It
place in
happens.
your life. So that's obviously those things that you learned.
I got that one out of my system.
That's
That'll
great.
never happen again.
Thank God. Okay, so if you had a chance to do a do-over with an ex, who would it be and why?
Man. I guess that one. You know why though? Because I would want to see what I'm like now with him.
Yes.
And if it would achieve a different outcome or if it was just going to be what it was going to be regardless.
That would be, yeah, I could see that.
It would be an experiment just to see like, did I grow?
Yeah, like doing the do-over now, not
Yeah.
going back in time.
Totally.
Like doing it from this
Exactly.
point. Yes, yeah. Okay, that's fair. All right, if you could be like in a serious relationship with one of your guy friends, and I'm not saying it's like strategically pick, like if someone was like, you have to get married to like somebody that you already know that's a guy, like that's your friend, who would it be?
Brian
Brian
Benson. There you are. Hello.
Oh.
And I feel like he listens to the show. But anyway.
I think, do I know him?
Yeah.
I do know
So he
him.
lives in New York.
Yes.
We've had a childhood pact, actually. That's why I knew that answer so quickly, because we grew up together. So we met when I was like 14 and he was 15. And our parents know each other. Like he came to my birthday with like me and all my girlfriends when I was 14 years old. And like,
Cute.
And so he's just always been my guy. We've seen each other through relationships. We've always like sort of like come back to each other.
Yeah.
And we've said if we're a certain age and
Yeah,
we're
did you
both
pick
single.
did you
By the
pick
way,
the
that
age?
age has come and gone. And we keep moving
Did you
it.
say like 30?
We said probably like 27. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, like,
so
'cause-
every year
yeah.
it moves. But we have always called each other like Joey and Dawson from Dawson's Creek because we
Totally.
have that relationship. And so I love him. I mean, I'm not like in love with him. I probably could be if we like actually gave it a chance.
Sure.
But he would be the person because I know he's a great guy and
Yeah.
he's all the things.
He's cute too.
Thanks.
You're like, thanks.
I
Like,
made
he's
him.
all right.
I made him that way. So I thank you.
Okay, so then you've been single for like a couple of years or whatever since the last guy, and like, whatever. I mean, not that you haven't been dating people. You've been.
I've been dating.
You've definitely been dating. But like, how has that been for you? How do you feel? Have you enjoyed being single? Because there was a time where I was like, ugh, I felt this weird pressure like to have a boyfriend. And then I thought to myself, like, wait, that's just pressure. Like, why do I'm actually having fun. And I feel like when I started having fun being single is when things happened for me. So how do
Yes.
you feel being single?
I am over it.
Yeah, you are?
There
Okay.
have been points where it was fun. I
Yeah.
would say earlier this year, like when we were working on the show and like getting this off the ground, I was so consumed with this and like just different times in my life where I felt like so busy that like I didn't want to like make time for somebody unless they're worth it. Like I said with Michael last week. And I just have so many girlfriends that there's just always so much fun.
Yeah.
That was priority. And now I'm like, okay, well, everything's sort of like status quo. Everything's settled. It's like everything's on its path and it's in motion. And I don't have to actually like make things happen anymore as
Yeah.
much as I did before. So now I'm like, all right, I've got
You're
some
ready
room.
for it to come in. But it's not like you're not having fun. Like,
Oh no, I'm still having lots of
that's
fun.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that, it's not like you're okay, you're like, all right, I'm ready for it to happen, but you're not like feeling bad about yourself because you're single.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely don't feel bad about myself. I'm actually feel good about myself. And I think that's the difference because
Yes.
I'm like, well, I feel like I am all these things finally in certain places in my life and whatever. So I don't want to be with somebody that isn't of that caliber.
Yeah.
Actually, on the show yesterday, we were talking about this and the woman that was on the phone was like, yeah, like if you're champagne, you shouldn't be dating beer.
No.
So
I did that last summer. It was
Right.
bad news.
and we all have. And so I dated that guy.
It was like the cheapest, shittiest beer from
like CVS brand.
It was like not even a real brand of beer.
No,
I don't know
It was like also like like non-alcoholic beer. It was like just not beer. It was
or
watered down.
super alcoholic
or
beer.
yeah, because he was that. All right.
Okay, so now how do you think your standards have changed since your last boyfriend and learning what you learned from him, what you said, and then going through and being single? Like, and when I mean standards, I mean also like what things are you like willing to accept that you wouldn't before? Like what things are important to you now that weren't before? What's the difference?
Okay. So what is important to me now is that this person actually wants to be in a relationship. That is number one. Where the hell do you stand in your life and love? That is major, because when you start dating a guy that says, I don't want anything serious, he's saying he doesn't want anything serious. Yeah, that might change, but like, you're going to be waiting for some time.
Yeah.
And I no longer have that time. Sure, a couple years ago I did, and like, it evolved, feelings grew, then we had to deal with those feelings. It was still, we never met in the middle. We were always on a different page. That just makes things so much more difficult. Now I'm like, number one, what are you looking for? Cool, you're not? Then I'm sorry, I just have to go sit on my couch and do anything but doing this.
Yeah.
So now I would say that is something that is major for me, that they have a job and a purpose. Mm-hmm. That's really big, because the guy I was dating before just really kind of coasted.
Yeah.
He was more hungover than he was ambitious. And it was just
Sad.
And I don't think that's the case now. I think he's actually working like 2 jobs and like really trying to make something of his career.
Great.
So great for him. At the time, though, that was not the case. So his priorities were all out of whack. It was about going out. It was about drinking.
Yeah.
It was about everything.
And you're a social, and I was with you guys in those situations. I could see how that would be confusing for you, because it is fun to do those things. And he was fun, and we would all go out together, and like, he had fun friends, and we would all meet at a bar, and your birthday party, and we had Bloody Marys, and it was like, he was fun. There was nothing. I could see why you were like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep doing this. I've been with this guy. I love him. Like, we're together. We have this thing that we do. Like that, and ultimately that's what you would want, but with all the things you just said.
Right. Like, I want a fun person that like wants to enjoy life.
And
I think
you guys did enjoy things together.
But he also didn't enjoy like other things. He only enjoyed doing what his friends were doing.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was limited to live music.
I was going to say a lot of
watching
concerts.
sports,
Yeah.
or like drinking at home. So like, or other people's homes. There was no like museums. There wasn't like traveling. There wasn't like the
Yeah.
stuff that I actually
Culture
enjoyed.
and education and
So I
things like
lost a lot of me in that relationship. And so that's one of the other things now that I would never let happen again.
Yeah.
I like what I like. I want to like what you like, but I still have to do the things I like.
You totally do.
You don't concede.
You have to find a compromise.
Right.
Okay, so if you could date one past bachelor from the Bachelor seasons of all, who would you date?
Oh man.
Because now it's like you've seen all these people. You're at a different place in your life. You could just
Damn.
pick this like guy that like ABC presents to everyone. Like, who would you pick, just to get an idea of like this sort of dream guy?
You know what? I have to say, none of the Bachelors really appeal to me. It's always been the contestants on the Bachelor.
Or fine, someone. Yeah, that's fine. One of those then too.
So JP, who married Ashley.
Okay.
Jordan Rogers, I would have given him a chance, but I think he's like that same type. That's
Yeah,
like,
he might be, but he's really cute.
Yeah. The one before it.
Oh.
He
Not the Nick guy. No, the one that's the Bachelor now.
No. He was before Jordan, and he won. Damn, I don't remember.
Well,
but totally into him.
You would know better than me.
Yeah, I don't remember. But so that guy, who I can't even remember his name, but he seemed like a great guy, and he really wanted to be in a relationship and like
So then,
was into it.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. So,
Okay, so that's kind of like your goal of someone you know, it's obvious that you know where you want to be right now, what you want and what you're looking for. And where do you see yourself, to wrap it up? Like, we talked about being honest about where you are in your life and everything, and you, I think, are there. So where do you see yourself in like a year?
engaged. Yeah,
That's fun.
I know. So sign up now. Take a number.
Hi, here she is looking
Hi,
for a
call
New
me.
Year's looking for a New Year's date, everyone.
I am, and a permanent +1. That's you.
That's cute.
I know, right? Well, so if you want to like call into the show, you want to find me on a dating app, that's going to take so much longer.
I forget the phone number for this show.
I forget it
Marissa?
too.
Is it not? I don't know.
Is there a phone number?
253
What?
1729.
Okay.
All right. Well, you can do that, or you can find me on social media. That's the
Or
other
that.
thing.
Yeah, it's easy.
All right.
Easier.
Well, so Lauren,
Yeah.
do you ever miss being single?
Oh boy. I mean, yeah, kind of. A little, but not in a. I think it's because of not the reason that you think I'm about to say. And it's because something becomes so familiar to you that you sort of are like, it's just the way you're used to living life and doing things. And so, yeah, there are times where I'm like, I don't know if I miss it. It's just like, it's hard to wrap my brain around what it's going to look like. Like, I know that it's what I want. I know that I want to like meet somebody and start a family and do all those things. But I'm like, what the fuck does that look like? Like, really? Being pregnant? Like, what? Like,
is it starting to become like something that you can picture though, because you've been in your situation for now?
It's something that I could picture doing, but like it just still don't. It's hard to wrap my brain around like actually it. It doesn't mean that's not what I want. It's just like sometimes I'm just like I don't know, and it's not that I don't like spending my time focusing on the person that I'm dating. Like before it was focusing on finding someone to date or focusing on like going out and being social. I still do all those things. I don't mind. I like that. You show up where you want to show up, and I'm showing up there for a reason, but it's just different than what I've been used to for so long.
And I mean, now like you do have to like make room in your life for somebody.
Oh,
you have to like you guys are probably like forming routines and habits, and also like now checking in with each other about making plans versus like before you probably were just like, I'm gonna go do those things. Yeah. So that's different.
Yeah, no, it's totally different. It's just a different way to do things, but it's fun, but it's just different.
Yeah. Okay, so for those that are just tuning in, or for those that need a refresher because it's been a while, how did you and your guy meet?
Geez, we met like over a year ago, but that just meeting like wasn't like anything through my friend Noel, who I always had this weird feeling was going to introduce me to somebody. And I always say that Noel and I were brothers in a past life because I was definitely a dude. And he just gets me, and we had like an instant connection, and we're really good friends. And Noel he has introduced me to guys in the past, but it was never like, Lauren, meet Brett. Like it was never like this formal thing. It was always just like, come hang out, and if you guys gravitate towards each other, you do. And I had met this guy a couple of times, and I think the very first time I saw him, it was like in September. He jumped into a pool, and I was just hungover and like not in a good mood because of some asshole I was dating. And I saw him.
Watered down beer.
He caught my eye, and I was like, who is that? But it just didn't register. And then it took me a couple times. He came to our launch party. I saw him at Brett Gursky's birthday party. And then I hung out with him at Noel's birthday. And I was just like, oh, I think, yeah. And he was out of a very serious relationship. So it was a slow process, but that's how we met, through Noel.
Love it. Okay, great. And so now when you started seeing him, like he took you on some elaborate dates.
Oh, yeah.
What has been your favorite date you've gone on so far?
First date that we went on was my favorite date. And it was not like, because I wasn't like by the end of the date like, I'm in love with this guy. Like I still was just like, I don't even think he and I talked for a while after, and I was like fine with it because I was still kind of like single mode. And so it sort of took the pressure off, but I was able to recognize the fact that he listened. He was a good guy. He was a gentleman. Like it was almost like they don't make him like that anymore. He was that guy.
They don't? And that's sad for us.
I know.
But you deserve this.
They do things. They do, but they're just not easy to find, or maybe they're not in the place where they're ready to do it. Like Chris maybe does that now. That's
his name.
There's lots of Chris's in the world.
Yeah.
He may be that guy now, but he wasn't then. Maybe this guy is. I don't know. I feel like he always kind of was this guy. But yeah, it was the first date, and he just like pulled out all the stops.
What'd you guys do?
He asked me what I wanted to do, and I started to text him back whatever, and then I was like, well, he's asking, I should say. And so I said, because you don't want to feel like you're being like demanding. It's that thing that you were talking about yesterday on your show. But I said, not like a rooftop with a view and some wine or something. I'm easy, whatever you want, which is true. I would have been fine with whatever. He came to my house in an Uber, let the Uber go, came up to my door, rang my doorbell, opened my door. I was like, okay, I'm ready. He's like, no, I sent the Uber away. I wanted to make sure you're okay. I waited. He waited for me to get my purse, got another Uber, took us downtown to this restaurant that overlooked the city. And we had dinner by a fireplace with wine and like just talked and like had a great time. And we went home and held hands all night. Mm-hmm. It's great. Mm-hmm. And it was like the best first date ever because he just like I don't know, it just was. I can't explain why. It just was, and I recognized the greatness of it in the moment without being like, oh my god, I want to marry this guy. Like that took us a second. Not saying that I think that right now.
Well, we're gonna get there.
Oh god.
So what about him, because you just said a lot of great things about him, what about him makes you pew pew the most? Those are hearts flying out of her eyes,
like
guys.
the emoji, the heart with the emoji with the heart eyes.
Yeah.
What makes me pew the most about him is seeing him with his daughter.
Oh, man.
I had a feeling that was going to happen before I was able to meet her. And when he holds her and hugs her and kisses her and they tell each other they love each other, I cannot describe what that is like. It is like, I don't even know what to say about it. It's like, I sometimes am annoying and like he'll be holding her and I'm like, and like take a burst of 1,000 photos because I'm just like, there's something about her holding his hand and like just the way it looks. It's because I think if I could articulate it, it's like he has the capability of loving this little girl so much. And I know as a little girl what it's like to look at your daddy like that and think that they are just like the greatest. And she thinks he is the greatest and she's right. So I think it's just all of that. It's like she looks at him and I'm like, I get you, girl. I get it. Like, and it's just cute to see him with her like that. And he's such a good dad. That's my favorite thing about him.
All right. Well, that deserves a pew pew. Mm-hmm. Was there a pivotal moment while you guys have been dating? Because you've like had your like whole path to getting where we are today, and it's been a slower path, and it's had some obstacles. Mm-hmm. Was there a pivotal moment where you were like, I want to only date this guy. That's it. Yeah. I'm going to just do this.
I did have that pivotal moment, but I didn't actually stop dating other people. But I did. I spent all day with him one day, and I, was a little unsure about how he felt, and I knew that he was he was in a little bit of a different place in his life than me. So I wasn't going to deny how I felt, but I also was getting to a point where I was like, if I don't start to feel something for this person, I got to walk away because what am I doing? And, I think he's great, but like when I want to feel that feeling, and I think there was somebody else in my life that was sort of preventing me from doing that, and then I don't know what, and so
you were flim-flamming all around.
I was flim-flamming all around, and so then I think I did nothing with him all day, and we were supposed to end the day earlier, and he kept saying, well, how about then we do this and let's go get lunch and then I'll do this. And it's sort of like he was prolonging it and I was prolonging it. And I got in my car to leave like hours after I was supposed to. And I think out loud, I went, oh, shit. There it is. And that was my pivotal moment where I knew that I could continue to date other people because I just thought like I still felt like I needed to, like safety wise, if that makes any sense. But I didn't want to. I could have gone without it, but I still did because why not?
Because why not? And then at some point, did you guys have like some sort of conversation about not seeing other people? How did that go down?
It never, I don't know that we specifically said like, I'm not, I mean, I think that conversation happened way after it was already that way. That it wasn't like I needed him to be like pin me like in Bye Bye Birdie or anything. They
don't do that anymore?
No. But you know what I was thinking about the other day too? How people used to say in the 50s when someone got pregnant that you're in trouble. That's how they would say.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty progressive.
They would be like, "Guy, did you hear? Jen Golden's in trouble." That's like how they would say it.
How do they specify if I'm actually in trouble or if I'm pregnant?
That's just what it meant.
That is funny and weird.
I know. Anyway, so
also for the record, I'm not in trouble other than my president.
No, but yeah, we didn't have the specific conversation. I think I was very candid about how I felt and what I wanted and where I was going and what I was looking for. And he sort of told me that that's eventually what he was trying to do, but that it was maybe taking him a second. And I just had to have faith in the process. And it was hard at times. But yeah, I think the conversation happened after we both knew that's already the way it was. Yeah.
What do you think made you ready for this situation? Like, because, and I call it a situation because it has had many different like parts to it. So like there was the first part where you like met, like you said, and then you didn't really talk, and then like you were seeing other people, and then then it got more serious like as it's gone on, but it's been over the course of almost a year. Yeah. So what do you think made you ready to be in this dynamic?
I think I was ready before I met him. I know I was ready because I was so open when I dated the guy that I dated before him. And I think what made me ready was being okay and happy with my situation that I had no matter what was coming into my life. So I was fine being single and I liked it and I was like in it and doing my thing. And that's what made me ready, was knowing that I was okay just with me, and it came before him. And then I think it got a little clouded because when you meet someone, you get hurt, you get a little like reserved, or you're just sad, or your mind's in a different spot. So it took me a second to get back to being ready. I'm back to being open to him or whoever was next in my life, but I was ready before him.
You seem ready.
Yeah.
You seem like you're in a good place. Like you guys are communicating. You sound like you've gotten it all figured out.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a process. It's never like, well, we've got this. Like, there's always, and that's just normal with friendships. But for the most part, yeah.
For the most part, at least, like, this seems to be smoother than other situations have been in the past, or like we see friends all the time in relationships that we're like, wow. Yeah. What advice can you give to our listeners to help them have a little less complication in their new relationship?
Honestly, we've talked about it, and I'll say it again. You have to just be okay with how you feel. I just have never been the type of person who's like, don't be you, or don't say how you feel. Whether it's like texting someone back when they text you, like you don't have to wait 5 hours. Like just be you, and don't be afraid. Like everything's a risk, and yeah, you don't want to be like, take everything with like a grain of salt, or take a deep breath before you make like a hasty decision, because sometimes emotions can make you do something you would or wouldn't necessarily. It's not like your average way you live. But I think you just have to be okay with like what you want and what you're looking for, and you can't let the fear of not knowing where everyone else is dictate like you just being you. And like it's the same thing. It's like if a friend like offers you, I'll always offer to drive a friend somewhere, but they never offer you. You're not going to be like, well, fuck that, I'm not offering to drive you anywhere anymore. Like, well, that's actually kind of stupid, because that's just who you are, and you should just be that person and accept what's coming to you, or accept someone's shortcomings or whatever, or just do whatever you want about it. But I think you have to be okay with where you're at, and you have to be honest about where you're at, and you have to be able to express that even though it's scary. And then I think that's what makes it easier, because you're going to get an answer. That's the only way to get an answer. Like if that's what like I said before, if you want something and you're afraid to say it because you don't want to get rejected, or you don't want to look needy or whatever, it's like, well, you can either live with that inside of you and wonder what the other person's thinking, or you can say it out loud and know what the other person is thinking. Either way, you're still feeling it.
Right.
So,
do you think, or what have you learned about yourself from this relationship?
I have learned that you have to just have faith in the process, and try your best to be you no matter what is feeling like scary. Not let fear totally dictate things sometimes. And
like, have you learned then that you had fears? Like you, Lauren, personally?
Yeah, I think, I don't tend to run like insecure, just by nature. Everyone has insecurities. I'm not like, I have nothing wrong with me, of course. But like with men and things, there's some insecurities, I guess, but there's nothing like no crazy daddy issues or anything that I am aware of. I just feel like, I've learned that there are some fears, but I think you have to, only you can make those things feel better somehow. And you focusing on being in the moment is something that I've always had like a struggle with. So that's something that I have to tell myself every day, not to worry about what has happened or what might happen, but like this that's happening right now is what I should be paying attention to. So I think I've learned to like just sort of do that.
That's a really good thing. Yeah. And my last question for you, Miss Leonelli, is, well, I have two. One is, will you guys adopt me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The next thing is, let me know when you have someone to set me up with, because I feel like you guys owe me that.
Oh, yeah.
Just because like, we're a duo.
Dude,
this is like,
obviously that makes sense. Trust. If there was somebody that walked into that situation, I would. You
totally would. But I just feel like we should just like really put that on your agenda.
Okay, no, say it out loud, because then it makes it more like
you guys are actually going to be the ones to set me up with someone. So that's just
amazing.
And to sum up the whole, if it's complicated or not, guys, it's not.
I don't think it is.
It's not, because we learn from each other. We are happy for each other.
Yeah.
And we've seen. Let's go through some fucking real shit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, real shit.
And it's not going to end like there's always going to be something. So I think that, there is always complications. That's just with life. But no, this being like in a relationship or not, or single or not, like we've always sort of, I mean, maybe we've both been single, but sometimes you're dating somebody and sometimes I'm not or whatever. And there's always been some sort of a difference. So, and like I said, when we first met, we were totally on opposite ends relationship wise. So we know how to go through it all.
We do. Plus, they're gonna set me up with my guy. And but then there will be their own complications because it'll be like, then someone's gonna be getting pregnant and someone's gonna be doing something else, and someone's gonna like make $1 bazillion and put the other person in their will. Like that's just gonna happen.
All of it's gonna happen.
And then it's like, what do we do with all the money? Oh, I know, run for president
and buy a private jet,
and that too. So and turn orange. So. Because that's it's a new ethnicity.
Orange is the new black.
It is, guys. So that's
it, guys. We just wanted to let you guys know more about each other. We wanted to dive into some questions that people sort of ask us when we bring people in to interview. They always like end up interviewing us too. So we just felt like, listen, let's just put it all on the table. Second episode, let's just lay it out there so everyone that's watching now has a refresher.
Yeah. And guys, we want you to tune in next week because we have a really funny guest in studio, Asif Ali.
Yeah, he's stand-up comedy. He's on some TV shows. He is very funny, and we can't wait to make him get in here and put him under the gun and answer some questions, and he's going to make us laugh.
And don't forget to follow us on social media at Complicated Show, guys. That's how you find out who our guests are, what's going on with us. We make you laugh.
Find us on Acast now, too. And you can follow me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, and my website.
Yeah, you can find me at Jennifer Golden. That's Jennifer with one N and one F for all of you who add an extra F. Weirdos.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and my website. And also thanks to Ben Rowe, who wrote, Jennifer, great first It's Complicated show since switching over from radio. I know you're really proud of it. Keep doing your thing, Ben. And shout out to
Dana Barden, one of our loyal listeners in the Bay Area. I hope you're liking the new show.
Yay, guys, contact us. We want to hear from you. We love you. Long time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.